Hello and welcome to a episode of the Euro vlog for November 2022. Small disclaimer, this video may well contain triggers as we do talk about suicide, anxiety, depression, as well as things like substance abuse and a range of mental health difficulties that people face every day. So please, if you do go into this, do just be aware and make sure you look after yourself before and after, especially if that means talking to someone else and getting their support. Now, onto the vlog. Welcome back to another one of the Movember vlogs. You're right, a vlog series for November 2022. I'm Ryan, and I'm joined today by TheBrophersGrimm and TytanXC3. And we're going to talk about mental health in the creator community and kind of what that community means. So I'm going to start open with a quite wide question, I guess, which is, what do you think about mental health in the creator community?
It's a big one, and I do honestly think it's seriously lacking, though people seem to be talking about it a lot more, I think, compared to when I first started out doing any kind of content creation, because I don't think people understand how lonely it can be when you're just editing or streaming. As much as like when you're live, you've got people talking to you on your chat and stuff. As soon as you finish up a stream, it's kind of like a low kicks in where you just like, it's all done, you're just chilling out a bit. You can't sleep, especially when I'm doing it the hours I do it. And it really does take a toll on it. Like it hits, and it's definitely like there's been times it's hit me hard enough where I've had to take, I think even recently, sort of start of the year, I took a break for about a month because I was just done. I was exhausted. And I don't think people talk about it enough in this community. I think everyone's so focused on trying to get the numbers up, trying to be like everyone else, that no one takes time to actually just talk to each other and just check in and see if they're doing all right. It's just it's concerning, but I think it's definitely getting better.
Yeah, I think a big part of it, honestly, as a creator, I think your biggest obstacle, for lack of a better word, is yourself. A lot of what you have to do as a creator is overpower those negative thoughts of I'm not good enough. Here, I've another low viewership stream. I got no views on this really good short that I thought was phenomenal, and everybody, the comments on it were negative, or I have really low viewership. There is a constant internal battle as a creator that there are so many times in your journey where you just want to give up. You just
Yeah.
like, you know what, why am I doing this? And getting through that to the next stream is what's super important, or getting to the next VOD or whatever it might be. But a lot of people don't realize it's not just fun and games. It's that constant internal struggle of, is this a good enough stream? Am I talking enough? Am I engaging enough? Do people like me? Why is my numbers so low? And I think that's really important, where you need to create a little bit of a base of creators around you that can help support you. That's why I feel like Brof and I are good friends, because both of us listen to our gripes and we can help pull each other out of those holes that we dig ourselves in. I think that's crucial, to be honest, and especially in the creator game.
Yeah, I was going to say, leading on with that as well. I mean, it's even like the last 2 weeks, I've been coming to like yourself and being like, my numbers have just dropped. Like, I've lost like 12 subs in 4 days. Don't know why. Don't know what's going on. YouTube hurts. But at the same time, I think on the flip side, when you have really good times, like your numbers are up and your streams are popping off, and then the next day it doesn't. That's when it's really bad, because you get that. I can't think of the word for it now, but you get the high sort of emotion, like, it's kicking off, it's kicking off, and then when you hit the low that quickly, it's just a block. And it's, as we all know, for anything, when you hit a low of something, your mental health just instantly grabs onto that and just holds it and goes, well, yeah, shit.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like an instant, it's easier to take the negative and everything was the positive. Like no matter how well you do, as long if you hit, say, I don't know, 10 streams that are perfect, building, great, great, great. You hit one that's negative and you instantly you'll hold that one more higher. And it's awful.
Oh yeah, it's horribly derailing. I went through a period of time where every single stream that I posted, I had 2 to 3 followers, each and every one. And the second I had one with lower viewership and no new follows and low chat rate, it destroyed me. And I don't know why. It's just that struggle as a creator. And I think it's so crucial. The support system that you create around you is sometimes more important than the content that you create, because it's what can keep you going. And like Brof said, a lot of times it's this solitary journey, but it doesn't have to be, right? You can go out and collab and have fun with all these different creators, and each one of you can watch the journey. And to me, it helps, because a lot of the time where I had a lull, Brof was doing well. When Brof is having a lull, sometimes I'm doing well. So we can kind of feed off of each other's energy, which I think in a way keeps us going. But it can also backfire. It's a tough world to be in, honestly.
Yeah, like even that, the easiest one to say is, don't ever compare yourself to other creators, focus on your own journey. But at the same time, if we're being honest with ourselves, if someone is doing really well suddenly, there's definitely a bit of you that goes, why them? Nothing against, no, but it's never against them personally, but it's just
why King, right? Why?
Yeah, King, why are you doing so well? Why can't we be you? Why can't I grow a mustache like that? I've got the beard. I mean, Titan just can't do either.
I know. This is literally like 4 weeks. Hello. I tried Movember. It's not working.
But I think that is such a huge part. It's like we all spout it and we always say, don't focus on numbers, don't focus on numbers. But at the same time, you need to focus on numbers to see where things are going right. But looking at that then also shows you where things maybe aren't. And again, it hits you. So it's feeding chaos, content creation, constantly.
Do you feel like the longer that you've done it for, like the longer you've been inside the game, the more you're sort of looking at that and the more lows you hit?
I think being on YouTube, definitely, because it's just there. Your numbers are just there and your analytics are there. And your analytics you kind of need to look at, but while you're looking at that, you maybe see that, that little gray arrow going down rather than the green one going up. And it does. It just has it's too easy for it to be like, well, I wonder what I've done wrong, or, why maybe I should be doing more. And that's the other thing as well. We're obsessed with always having to do more, which when you're feeling low is the worst thing, because you're still not taking that time to have a break. If anything, you're putting yourself in doing more, whereas you might not be doing more because you're stressing yourself out about all the things you should be doing. A vicious cycle. It's awful. Like I do it. Like I'll be like, right, I've got to get these videos done this week. And I'll spend so much time stressing about making those videos. I don't make the videos. And then the week's gone. And then I beat myself up about that. And I'm just, someone needs to just reach down, pull me up and just go, bro, figure it out. And then just push me to the side. So,
I mean, I think a smack across the head sometimes does do us pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to be told straight.
Well, to be honest, the experience that I've had, so I've been streaming for 4 years on and off. I started with Mixer, went into the Facebook world, and Facebook, when I was over there, I firmly believed in the concept of I turn my viewership numbers off. I turn off all of my numbers. I try not to look at post-stream statistics or any of that kind of stuff. And to be honest, my personal opinion on it, looking back, it was a poor decision, because what I should have been doing was learning from those times. Nowadays, I have every single number available to me, but I don't chase them, if that makes sense. When I'm streaming and I notice that I have a drop in numbers, I don't let it affect me in a negative way in that stream. I say, okay, I'm slipping. Let's pick up the energy. Let's do something a little bit different. Maybe let's shuffle. Let's do a little intermission and just reset. So I take those moments to kind of center myself in those streams where I think might not be going very well. And I've actually come to be better off as a creator by looking at those numbers, but you have to have a different mentality in it. You can't just stare at it and every time look over and, oh, I'm at 4 now. I'm at 2 now. Oh, I've lost all my viewers. And then you're just like, I'm just going to go, hey, good night, guys. Click. Like, that's not what you want to do. So I've always looked at it in a little bit different way, but it took me a good 3 years to hit a point where the numbers don't bother me. And that's tough, especially as a new creator. And I've jumped platforms a couple of times, and each time I've lost viewership. And now, in my opinion, I'm at my kind of lowest point in viewership, but I'm having my most fun because of the things I've learned. And you can't let those little things derail you. You can't let the small stream derail you, but it is a very tricky situation.
I think one of the strongest things to try and get, like Time's saying, with the not looking at your constant viewer count, is one of the best things, because if you can get over the hurdle of streaming to no one mentally, if you can just put the stream on, doesn't matter if anyone's watching, anyone's talking, if you can just have that, just bring everything you would be bringing, whether you had 100 there, it's a really important hurdle to get over. It's a really tough one, and it's something I've learned over the last year. Whereas I can happily play a game solo now, and I can still bring the same vibe. I can still chat as much, and it's such a weird mentality to get into, but it does really help. If you can just not focus on those numbers during a stream, you'll actually probably draw more in, because you're people are coming in and seeing that energy straight off the bat, and they're like, okay, well, this guy's obviously got something going on. Like, we'll hang around. Whereas this, like Titan said, if you're watching numbers constantly and you're sitting there just getting downer and down, and you're like, oh, no one's watching, and then people are going to come and see that and be like, well, I'm watching either. So latest. But yeah, there's a lot of hurdles, and I don't think. I think it's so much focused on numbers. There's more of that focus than there is of people just taking a steady journey. I mean, look at me. I'm not getting any younger, and I'm starting to panic because I'm like, I'm nearly 40.
You're not 40?
Right? But like, it's stupid things like that get in my head. I'm like, that's a really, like, no, I know creators who are a lot older than me doing like fine. And it's like, but in my head, I'm like, I'm getting older. I'm going to get to a point where I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do with this because I'll be too old for it. And it's like, no, I'm not. I can sit in front of a camera at the age of 60 and do this. It'll be fine. Like, I might.
What did I say before? You are your own enemy. In this entire game, you will always fight yourself more than any other thing that you see.
Absolutely. I start some days off on that, like instantly wake up and I'm like, today's not going to be a great content day. And it's like, well, why are you doing that to yourself?
You just opened your eyes. Why not? What have you seen? I'd like to... go on.
No, that's right. You carry
on.
No,
go on. No. It's important what you have to say. So.
No, but I'll never shut up. I was going to say, obviously, it's. I was going to go into the whole Aspire thing, but you might want that for later. So I don't know.
Well, hang on. Let me say what I'm about to say, and you can talk on it. I'd like to now move on to the idea that you guys have both said, kind of having someone to talk to and having that community of people that you talk to, because you guys both have a very unique angle on that. So then I'll hand over to Bryce, who preempted the whole thing, but here we are.
So yeah, for those who don't know, me and Titan started up a gaming org with a bit of a twist, which is called Aspire GG, and our focus for that was community support. I say we met during Titan's Facebook days, realized we had the same kind of vibe. Love the hat. Also. But yeah, we sort of hit it off, got talking, and we brought these things up to each other about how, we just didn't have that many streamer friends, and it was weird, and it felt nice to be able to talk to somebody about it. And time went on a bit. We created a small Discord called the Situation Room, which we just brought in friends, other creators we want to have a chat with, keep a vibe going. And that got busy. And then more people wanted to be involved in it. So we decided to brand it as something. And it's just, yourself, King Bean, you joined up and, started spreading all the good stuff and became, quite a solid member of the team from that. But it's taken off in its own little direction. And people really love having that community to just fall back on, whether it's to just chat nonsense or, post ideas to each other or get a little bit of help with a setup. It's all stuff that we just don't get out in the world, because if you tweet out about anything or you post about it, nobody cares. People just don't care. They're all too busy doing their own thing. Yeah, it's kind of taken off in a really nice direction. And I think there's a couple of things me and Titan have learned is people are quite fearful of gaming orgs because they believe it's a pyramid scheme to get followers. And we're very much not that. Like, we don't care. The whole point is we just want you to be okay and you to aspire to be the best you can be. Yeah.
I think to kind of play on that, so the community, like Brof had said, it started as basically a friend group chat was where it all began. And now we're almost at 40 creators in the community. From levels of low and like brand new affiliates on Twitch all the way to partners. And I think it's critical that we all have the same mentality as we grow this community. And we all have. It's really cool where it doesn't matter if you have partner by your name and the new affiliate asks a question. They're honestly sometimes the people that jump on the conversation first. And sharing all of these things that we've learned. Content creation is a weird journey, and what you learn along the way it's this crazy squiggly path, because it's not like you go to college and you get an education by learning all of these things. Content creation in general is a trial and error process where you post something new or you're trying to branch out and be unique, and some things work, some things don't. But there's no textbook, there's no like, this is how you do it, because everybody's journey is different. And that's where this all started from, was that Brof's vision was different from my vision, who was different from John Smith's vision, who like we just started making friends that all wanted to join in and kind of help each other grow. And to go off of the whole follow for follow or pyramid scheme concept, not one person joins the community expecting the community to follow them. They put in a little bit of effort, the friendships start happening, and all of a sudden you get, hey, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks, bro, for stopping in my stream last night. And then all of a sudden you get 3, 4, 5 different people said, hey, just dropped you a follow. I'm super excited for your next stream. And it's that support system that no matter how low the viewership in general gets, you know you have people at your back to carry you through of those negative times. And that has helped me, and I know it's helped Brof more often than not to get through those lulls, because you have a community of people that say, shut up, you're a good creator, I don't want to hear your negativity, smack it out of your head right now, throw it all out. And you do. It's kind of weird. You always laugh, you're like, yeah. And then you're like, you know what, let's go pop a stream up, let's go play some collaborative games, and you have a really good time on the next stream, and all of a sudden you forget your numbers. So I think that support system that has become Aspire is beyond words in what it can do for creators within the community.
100%, man. Couldn't put it better. Nice.
What I got, it's almost like, you know, it's your org. It's
weird, right?
Yeah.
Super weird.
It's almost like it's the foundations of what we built it from.
Well, I think you're both very much right. I mean, you know, even from when I've joined all the way through, all it's ever been is welcoming, you know, that community aspect. You know, while, you know, not everyone talks about it, I think you also have kind of like the passive effect of people that are in there, that are just around, and while they might not always be there because people have very busy lives and jobs and families, that they open it on a lull day and just see this loving conversation and go, if they can do this, I can do this. And then you get back on the high horse and you keep on pushing, you keep on going. But by the sound of it, like from an overall view, from hearing all of this from this point, is that actually community is the way through the mental health kind of barricades that content creation throws at you.
Definitely, yeah, I definitely say so. And I say we're definitely seeing more resources popping up, I think, that are gaming focused or creator focused for mental health, including like actual professionals who, you know, if you need that extra sort of step up, there are now companies out there who seem to be sort of filling that niche, which is really nice to see, because it just wasn't. I mean, people don't like talking professionals at the best of times because of the, you know, we don't talk.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have like what we've got going as a first grounds. Obviously we can't deal with everything and people know that, but if it is just it's been a real struggle like lately, my numbers are popping down, blah blah blah, you can just have, even sometimes just venting it out and just saying it out loud, it really makes a difference. And there's been stupid stuff like a few of us have just sort of moved into YouTube a bit more, and just posting thumbnail ideas and then getting feedback and then seeing other people then taking that feedback themselves and doing their own variation of stuff. It just kind of kicks off, and it's never a bit of a spark, which then you really gets that bit of hype going again to like do the next video, because you're like, I've got a really good idea, I'm about to put it out, and I've got a nice new thumbnail and it looks good and I feel good about it. And then if you don't get that many views, you don't feel as negative about it, because you know you put work into that and people have seen the work you put into that. And it's just, I think it's always nice to have people to fall back on. And you know yourself, there's always plenty of banter as well. So
true.
Yes.
To kind of go off that too, you don't have to, like, our community allows you to vent, right? You have a lot of negative thoughts, you want to get them out. We're very accommodating and we want to hear your negative thoughts and let you get that moment to just, okay, it's off my chest. But at the same time, not everybody takes advantage of that, but they also still benefit from the positivity within the community, which I think is really cool. So you may not know it, but like Brof was saying, the thumbnail game, that, I don't know, every few weeks somebody pops a thumbnail and then somebody comes up with another and then another, and there's this battle. Or my favorite is when somebody sees a thumbnail, they say, I have an idea for your thumbnail. And they'll literally download it, maybe DM you, say, give me these assets real quick. And all of a sudden they send you back your thumbnail even better. So watching everyone grow together, it's a really cool way of avoiding that. Like, I get it, you don't want to talk about yourself. It happens. Not everyone is comfortable sharing those negative thoughts. Those moments keep you from even hitting those negative thoughts without even really realizing it, you know, because there's the camaraderie, the fun, you're just in there using those creative juices, having a good time. And then you're kind of forgetting maybe some of the negative things that happened in your day because you've got something to focus on. That's honestly one of my favorite things about the community, is watching everybody just have a blast and keep that drive going together.
I think when the others as well, like, to move across the other side, so it's not just the negative points, but like when we start posting our goals or our accomplishments, like you instantly then get like someone else, like you get other people then supporting that as well. So you get the hype, you get people going, this is really well done. I can see how far you've come. I remember you posting this goal and you've hit it. Whereas if you just hit those goals with no one to talk to about it, they don't have that impact on yourself. But having just a load of people suddenly who are in the same boat, who are not just judging you, being like, well, I can't be there yet. But you just get that instant, like, you've done really well, you need to be proud of this. It heightens up those goals more than just seeing it emailed to you from Twitch or YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it does help on all fronts.
I think even like hearing you two speak about it with each other, maybe kind of it shows and it feels that you can actually see that community, that bond you guys have, because you guys bounce off each other like you planned this conversation. Like, this isn't scripted, I promise, but
this is only our 300th interview of the year.
It's fine. Yeah, just a little bit of fame there on both sides. Just partner on YouTube. No,
come on now.
I just ride his coattails. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, yeah. But no, you can really see, just even from you two, and it does really expand out that kind of that community energy that you guys put off, and that does expel through aspiring, does expel through many different areas of the creator community. And I am going to look to round this off, so I'm going to ask you both one more question. The bro's like, what? I didn't think that.
I need my script.
Well, I'm going to ask you guys one more question, which is quite simply, do you have any closing statements, any like final remarks?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I hate you, King. I think it just follows with everything else. If you're hitting lows or you're feeling like you're trapped, there's a lot of places to reach out and just have a chat about it. And it's not a bad thing to have those feelings. Like I say myself, I'm happily admit it. I go through some weeks where as much as you'll see me on camera, absolutely giving all the energy, as soon as I come off, I'm having a rough time and I'm not feeling it. But it's okay. And it happens, and you do get the highs, you do get the lows, and they're gonna come. And I think the quicker you accept that is normality, the better. Because if you feel like that sort of the negatives are not normal and they're not okay, it's when you beat yourself harder, because you're then like, why am I getting this when other people aren't? Trust me, everybody's getting them. Like, and it doesn't matter if you're our size or like you're some of the like biggest Twitch partners, they get it as well. Everybody suffers it because we're all hitting our own goals, we're all on our own journey. And as much as the communities around us, you still have those feelings, and it's okay. Like, you need to have them and you need to talk through. And I say, even if like you might not be even if you don't know us from Aspire, you don't know Aspire, there are people you can reach out to. Like, if you see that name tag somewhere, like, you can guarantee that person will be willing to have a DM and have a chat about this sort of stuff. Like, it's what we do, it's what we're here for. We're not just to support the org, we're supporting people in the org are there to support everyone.
Yeah, no, I was going to say it's okay to be upset. It's okay to feel derailed. It's okay to take breaks. I think it's so important that people lose sight of the fun in creating. When you feel the moment that this becomes a job, you've done something wrong. And it doesn't mean like you are screwing it up. It's that the journey you're on is forcing you to work harder than you should. So maybe take a break, take a breath, step back, reevaluate what's going on. Maybe you need a few days off. There's no harm in it. We've all taken breaks. We've all had a vacation here and there. You do it from your day-to-day work. When you have a real job, as much as I love content creation, I'm a realist, and I know that it's going to be extremely hard to make this a full-time gig. And I'm expecting to do this part-time while I have a full-time job in my life. So it's important that my full-time job gives me the satisfaction that when I come home from work, I don't feel like I got hit by a train. I'm ready to go, and I want that energy to continue, because when I jump in front of the camera, I don't want the negativity of my day to then come across through my stream. So when those moments get to be a point where you are uncomfortable with where you're at, It's very important and totally fine to just take a breath, step away, reach out if you want to. Not everybody is a talkative kind of bounce off somebody else kind of person. Brof and I, literally, we will get off any stream we have. We immediately will DM each other how we felt about that stream. It's a weird dynamic we've had for over a year, but I like it because then you could immediately, if you had a bad stream, you just get it off your chest. Done. I didn't like it. Kind of crap. Bad viewership. Still had fun. Moving on. Next game or next night, we're doing this game. And you're already looking to the next one. So if you're comfortable with it, have a support system. If you're not, be okay with yourself and the feelings that you have and allow yourself to learn from them instead of like beating yourself up. I think that's kind of my biggest takeaway in all of this.
Well, thank you both so much to both Brof and Titan for coming on and doing this very last minute as well. You guys may have noticed, viewers, that every other one of these has been bearded. This is currently the 21st of November. We started planning this in May.
You don't have to tell the people this
That's
thing.
the main thing.
Hold on. This makes it sound like it's our fault.
I mean, someone did get married. I mean,
Like last weekend. It wasn't like June.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much.
Pleasure as always
on this. And to everyone else, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 with another one. Have a wonderful day, and we will catch you later. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for watching that Euro blog. It's been a phenomenal journey that we've been on to get this far, and we're hoping that it will long outlive the vlog series. But it's not over there. There is more to be done, and there is a donation link to the Movember charity inside the description. If you can donate, please do consider it, or even if you can just spread that link far and wide, get as many people to donate as possible, that's also fantastic. We are actively making a change, and you're part of that. So thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.